Alright, hello everyone. My name is Chris and I'm recording for MagicGatheringStrat. I'm trying to do a little different take on recording an event today. I played a Pauper Daily Event with my Delver deck and I'm just going to replay all the games and show you some sort of commentaries here, and I'll pause at pertinent moments and we'll just go over everything. So my round one opponent was Arbiter Augustin and he was playing Mono U Fissure Post. He had some weird choices in his Fissure Post list. I think he ended up going 3-1 in the event, though, so I can't really fault him too much for it. So let's go ahead and start the replay. I won the die roll, and I'm going to play first. This hand is okay, like in a vacuum. We just got to turn one Delver and Piracy Charm for whatever he plays. Alright, so he plays an Expedition map, and I know immediately that he's on Mono Blue Post, and blind flipping the Delver's pretty sweet there. And basically I'm just going to ride this to victory. I'm double Piracy Charming here because I know that Piracy Charms are dead in this matchup, essentially. And he plays a Cloud of Fairies, which I can't see is right, but I'm just going to keep the pressure on with the Delver. I'm leaving open Exclude now, so I can exclude Clouds of Fairies or whatever else he decides to play. And he sacks the Cloud Post here, or sacks the Expedition map to fetch a Cloud Post. Alright, so we're going to take a little pause here, and just going to go where we're at right now. Right now, I'm fearing the next turn Mole Drifter, so I'm going to leave open Exclude. Alright. And I draw a Spellstar Sprite, which is really a very bad draw for me at this moment, but we're just keeping on the beatdown plan. He gets himself another Cloud Post and plays an Expedition map. Now, I could have Spellstuttered the map there, but I'm really waiting to Spellstutter his, preordains or whatever. I don't want to let him have card selection if I can help it. And also, I really need to leave open Counterspell mana for Mole Drifter, which I will do, and exclude Mole Drifter here, and it's pretty much game now. Okay, yeah, he does snap my Delver and plays Mnemonic Wall. So it's not quite game yet. Alright, so I'm offering up the trade for the Clouds of Fairies. I'm pretty sure he's not going to take it. I actually don't want him to take it, but I don't think he will, so. And then we're playing the Spire Golem here because we know that we can't counter a Mole Drifter, so we want to be able to keep the pressure on. And Spellstar and Ghostly Flicker is just brutal for him right here. It kills the source of card advantage and card draw. And I have a Horde of Flyers in the air for him. And I'm leaving behind the Spellstar Sprite now because I can actually do my favorite Spellstar Sprite trick, which is snapping a Spellstar to counter whatever he plays. And you'll see me do that right here. I'm going to snap my Spellstutter and then replay it to counter his Ghostly Flicker. That's why snaps aren't necessarily entirely dead in this matchup. They're very bad in this matchup, but they can also, you can also just get them with Spellstutter. And we're still leaving behind Spellstutter, so, and bluffing the island in our hand as another snap, so that he doesn't try and squeak through a Ghostly Flicker. And the Crusher doesn't particularly matter because he's just dead in the air here. Alright, so that was game one. And now I have to go back to the event. So game one went pretty well. I mean, it's about as well as you can expect, since I didn't actually have to see the fissure, and he never actually landed the Mole Drifter, so game one was okay. And game two is where it gets sort of interesting. I'm gonna replay it, but I'm gonna stop commenting really at some point because you'll see that I'm actually gonna win on time here. Alright, this hand's okay. It's not great, but I do have some counterspells and a Brainstorm to actually draw in some more threats, so I'm keeping it. And we get to reveal a Gush and a Boomerang. So yeah, we're getting the Delver right on the table as soon as possible. It looks like he's kind of mana screwed here, so I kind of want to capitalize and flip the Delver and just get some beatdowns in. But it starts to get out of hand really quick because I basically have to counterspell a snap, because I can't afford to lose the tempo with the Delver. And in hindsight, that was actually kind of a bad play, and then I also counterspell a Cloud of Fairies here, because once again, I just don't want him to get anything on the table. I just want to kill him with this Delver before he can do anything. And at some point here, I'm hoping to draw lands or a Cloud of Fairies to turn on the Spell Starter sprite, and it just never comes. And he's going to start amassing a critical mass of land, and I'm not sure why I didn't play the bear there. I think I should have. Yep, and we have a... Oh, because I'm planning on using the Gush to counterspell Muldrifter. That's why I didn't play the bear. Because I was afraid of the Muldrifter. Alright, so now I have the Fairy Trickery back up for his next Muldrifter. I'm feeling pretty good at this point. Unfortunately, at some point, yeah, now I have to Trickery his Crusher. But I'm still feeling okay. Go ahead and minimize that. But at this point, I'm pretty much out of counterspells. And I'm thinking that I should have played the Ninja there to draw another counterspell. But I have a rule that I don't typically Ninja a flipped Delver. Yeah, so I'm going to try and get the Spell Starter sprite out. And here's where his deck choice gets really interesting, because he brings in Spell Starter sprites against me. Like, I can't imagine that they're actually in the main deck. And as you'll see, I just draw lots of lands off the Gush, so I can't counterspell his thing. And I am attacking here, planning on boomeranging a Spell Starter sprite to kill one of his Spell Starter sprites, but of course he has another sprite to answer my boomerang, so I just lose the Delver here. And that was possibly just too aggressive of an attack from me. But I don't think that... I wasn't thinking that typically these lists play multiple counterspells. Yeah, and he's going to start gaining life and drawing lots of cards here. And there's just nothing I can do about it. So at this point, I'm really just going to stop talking. And because he's basically got control of the game from here on out. He's drawing tons of cards every turn. And I'm just going to proceed to draw butt tons of land. And him visuring my land base there is not going to help me too much. And I do Ninja here just to try and get like something relevant. Although that was probably the wrong play in hindsight. I think I should have just left out the Spire Golem and Ninja'd once I had some more mana on board. Yeah, so at this point, I'm basically just beating him on time. And this is when at this point in the game is when I seriously start considering that I'm just going to want to time him out. I'm not going to worry too much about anything else. Yeah. So I'm just going to keep on deploying ninjas, and I'm still, like, thinking maybe I can draw out of this, but, like, the hopes are not good. He has a lot of cards in his hand, and he plays Mnemonic Wall here. Now, at this point, he doesn't have any Cloud of the Fairies, so he can't actually get infinite mana. And I'm definitely not just conceding here, because looking at my time, I want to make him kill me. So timing is a very relevant factor. And I'm going to leave open Exclude for his next Muldrifter play. Or Crusher play, as it were. I can't let either of those resolve because that just halts my assault and completely kills me out of the game. As you can see here, he's got a board that I just really can't beat ever. So my basic plan here is to make him kill me and run him out as much time as possible. And you'll see he's actually at like 7 minutes and some change. And this is gonna go down really fast whenever he starts using multiple flickers in a turn, where his flickers with mnemonic walls, because he has to like individually activate each ability. So his time is seriously running out, and I've got a fair amount of blockers for him. And I can even like boomerang some permanents to save myself some time. But I can't attack into his walls and his oracles. Yeah, and he's gonna... Each of these triggered abilities from him is taking up a solid like 10 to 20 seconds every time he flickers something. And I'm thinking at this point that most of these decks have serious problems killing any deck in 5 minutes. Unless your opponent concedes. So he is going to like fissure me here and just bounce everything back to my hand, pretty much. He's bouncing all my lands back to my hand. Which I'm 100% okay with. Because he still can't really attack into my dudes. I mean, he's going to sacrifice a Muldrifter here for 2 Clouds of Fairies, which I'm perfectly okay with. And at this point, I'm just running out the time. So he does eventually kill me here, but his timer is going to be left at like 1 minute and 54 seconds here. 1.5 minutes, maybe. Yeah, 1 minute and 42 seconds is what he ends game 2 with. And it's pretty hard to kill any deck in 1 minute and 42 seconds unless you're running a uber fast deck. I'm going to go to game 3, but it ends on time, as you can probably imagine. But I'm going to replay it anyway, because you'll see that I probably would have won this match anyway. Even if he had not lost on time. So the hand is fine. I mean, it's got enough like delay tactics that I'm just going to kill him. I'm going to spell stutter at the end of his turn so that I can ninja him and just seal the game. Yeah, so we're playing the Cloud of Fairies out and just doing the ninja right now. I have a snap for a Seagate Oracle on his next turn, so I'm not too concerned with it. And then I can just counterspell the Seagate Oracle on the way back down. So yeah, pretty much had control of this game anyway, but he is going to time out. Especially since his only plays a Seagate Oracle and I'm just counterspelling it. And the Delver flips, and he loses. He lost on time right there. Okay, so that was round 1. Round 2 did not go so well for me. Round 2... where am I? Round 2 I play against Jono Miser. And Jono Miser is playing a Stompy deck. Now Stompy's about a 50-50 matchup for me. It really just depends on the draws of each player and who goes first. Obviously, I won the die roll again. I'm pretty lucky in this daily event. I think I won every die roll. So yeah, I win the die roll, and you'll see the hand that I keep is, or the hand that I mulligan to 6, and I pretty much have to keep his hand, because any 5-land hand is just going to be garbage. So I keep this hand, and it's really just not that good. I'm on the other side of the table this time. So I brainstorm, and pretty much I only get ninjas. So I'm almost just dead right here, because I can't do anything at all until turn 4. And I counterspell his Nettle Sentinel, but he's got a Pit Skulk for me, and game 1 isn't really a game. Like, I can counterspell some dudes. I can quicksand something. And I just have to go for killing the Pit Skulk here, because I can't wait for him to pump. So if I wait for him to pump, he's just going to play another dude anyway and just save his pumps for whenever I have to play something. And I'm gushing here, and I just draw a land, so the game is just done right there. It was probably a little bit early to concede, but there was really just no way I was coming back if I couldn't do anything for another 3 turns maximum, and he had 3 power on the board to my 13 life. So all he had to have was like one more thing on any random turn. Alright, so we go again. This hand's okay. Like, we've got, actually, this hand's a pretty darn good hand. Delver into Cloud of Fairies into Spellstarter into Ninja is almost a perfect hand for any deck. I don't choose to Brainstorm in my upkeep here. And that's just because I know that I'm playing the Cloud of Fairies with Spellstarter backup. Yeah, and the Rancor's certainly getting Spellstarter right away. Cannot let Rancors hit the board. And I reveal a Spire Golem. So yeah, the Delver not flipping is starting to seriously hurt me. And I'm thinking that I probably should have Brainstormed to try and flip the Delver in my replay. Yeah, we've got a... That's probably what I should have done, actually. Might have actually won this game if I'd have done that. But the Delver does flip the next turn. And actually, yeah, I think that would have won me the game. Because I could have Brainstormed, then Ninja'd the Spellstutter, and then had an actual counterspell for his next few plays. You'll see here, he's gonna get some serious value off this Wild Mongrel. Yeah, now I've got a Serrated Arrows that I can't ever play because it's just too much mana. So I do Ninja the Spellstarter right here, just trying to draw some more lands, and I draw an Exclude, which is just abysmal. So I'm taking a fair amount of damage again. He does like just discards a couple lands to the Mongrel, and gets me down to 5 life. Playing a Young Wolf there, and I drew... What did I draw? I drew an island. So I finally drew the island to actually be able to exclude something. And attacking with the Cloud of Fairies may have been wrong here, because he's just going to top deck a Rancor, throw it on his Pit Skulk, and I only have 2 blockers for his 4 attackers. So, yep, that's it. So yeah, round 2 did not go so well. So let's go to round 3. And round 3, I play up against a Deluxeicoff's Grey Ghost deck. It's ran by Shahrazad. And... Oh, okay, I lost this die roll. So... Alright, so the hand I keep is okay. It's got a Delver, Cloud of Fairies, Snap, Piracy Charm, Ninja, and Spire Golem. And I kind of know what's coming right away when he plays Nip Gwillion on turn 1. So I just go ahead and Piracy Charm that before he can throw an Edge of Divinity on it. Or any other things that could possibly punish me. And the Delver reveals an island, which doesn't work. I'm going to go ahead and Ninja here because I have 2 snaps in hand and I don't have any counter spells. So there's no reason not to Ninja. But here I will certainly just snap my Ninja back to my hand, get rid of this Pillory, which is preventing him from attacking. We'll play a Cloud Fairies, I think the play is actually to Ninja the Delver. Because once again, I'm low on counter spells and I just want to draw as many cards as possible, because I still have a snap in my hand, so... And now I can just Spellstutter any 2-drops he tries to play. And he's once again trying to get rid of my Ninja, and it's just not going to work for him. I've got the snaps in hand to back up the Ninja. And now I've got a Unmake protection with this with Spellstutter Sprite against his deck. So then the ninja gets on the table. We replay it. We play another Cloud of Fairies. See if I can make my hand bigger. Okay, there we go. Yep, we spell starter the unmake, and he's pretty much just dead at this point. Throw another ninja out there with more spell starter protection. I'm drawing a million cards a turn. And he concedes there. So that was game 1 of round 3. Now we're going on to game 2. So game 2 actually gets me. Let's start away. Alright, so once again we got an okay hand. 3 lands, a Delver, a Snap, a Spire Golem, and I just draw lands. I think that's what happens in this game, is I basically just draw a lot of lands. Yeah, I'm gonna snap his Nipgwillion on my turn, and that was trying to get around like a Prismatic Strands or something like that. Yeah, definitely just depriving this Night Sky Mimic, because that guy can do a ton of damage to me before I have control of the game. Yeah, Tide Drinker obviously makes it through, and he plays a Nipgwillion. So at this point I'm going to snap the Tide Drinker and Brainstorm, trying to draw more threats and stuff. I snap the Tide Drinker because it's going to gain him more life over the course of the game than a Nipgwillion will. I do make the trade here because I don't have any kind of a protection for any other enchantments he's going to do. And at that point he kind of takes advantage of my misplay there. I don't think I should have traded Nip for a Delver, but I thought that I had an okay handle on the game, because I knew that one of the cards in his hand was a Tithe Drinker. Yeah, so he duresses me. I'll let that happen. He gets to see my Spell Starter Sprite, but he gets to play around that. And now I pretty much start to lose the game. Alright, so I snapped in a Spell Starter at the end of my turn, because I was drawing to my outs, basically. I was hoping to draw a Ninja, and I drew a Ninja. He doesn't do too much good for me, but I am going to get to Piracy Charm as Mimic, and sort of delay that beat down. But here's Blind Hunter is really going to deliver an incredible beating to me, turn after turn. I really can't answer the Night Hunter. I was kind of hoping that he blocked the Blind Hunter with his, or Blind Hunter on my Ninja, but he didn't. So now if he has any removal spells at any point in the game, I'm going to lose to the Blind Hunter, and he will eventually just draw it. I'm going to block obviously here, and because I'm at a much lower life total, make him use the Echoing Decay, and I did. I was kind of hoping to draw just basically any kind of a threat, and it didn't end up happening. And once again, we're playing the Spell Star at the end of his turn, because I'm trying to get some counter pressure on him, or hopefully draw another Ninja. Yeah, and he gets to take a counter spell with out of my hand with a Duress. So now we get the Delver. Yay! Hopefully the Delver flips next turn. If the Delver doesn't flip, I have to chump, and basically hope he doesn't play any Extort things. And obviously I can't let the Journey to Nowhere happen, because if he Journeys my Delver, I'm out of outs. Revealing Exclude wasn't too bad there, though. It lets my Delver block his Blind Hunter. Although if I block his Blind Hunter, he haunts my Spellstar Sprite and then kills my Spellstar Sprite, then I just lose. But I feel like I'm okay. Like, I'm drawing lots of counter spells, and it's not exactly what I want to be drawing here, but it's not the worst for sure. Alright, so I kind of misplayed here by playing the land. But it wasn't entirely a misplay, because I got to leave open Counterspell and Exclude protection. But this kind of is a misplay. I should have played the Ninja on this turn with my just hard cast the Ninja. I'm just kind of like, I don't hard cast ninjas, right? It's not something I do. I realized my mistake and then played the ninja again. Played the ninja next turn. But it's not going to matter too much because he's gonna beat down. I have to chump and then hope to draw out of it with a ninja. Gush is okay. So you draw a card with the ninja first, then we're going to gush. And I even drew a Spire Golem, which is pretty awesome. And I'm going to Una's Grace now. I'm going to Una's Grace again. Just trying to draw an out to this Blind Hunter. And if he has, yeah, he has a Tithe Drinker. I have to counter that. And then I think he just has a removal for my Spire Golem. Now just a Blind Hunter to kill me. Okay. So it's game 2. Game 2 went okay, but I think I probably misplayed it. At least on some level. Alright, so we're going to go on to game 3 now. And game 3 is pretty standard Delver fare if I recall correctly. I do play first. And I keep a pretty good hand actually. Brainstorm and Spellstutter Exclude, Spire Golem. And I actually get to Brainstorm to hide my instants and sorceries from him. So he with his duress, he get an Una's Grace. Now here he castigates, and he actually exiles my Spire Golem instead of the Serrated Arrows. And that's going to be his fatal mistake, is when he castigates my Spire Golem, I don't really care about him castigating my Spire Golem. And then he's going to castigate and exclude. So I get the Serrated Arrows on the table, and most of his creatures are X1s, so the Serrated Arrows is just going to eat creature after creature. And obviously I wait for him to play the Edge of Divinity before I arrow it, so I can 2-for-1 him with 1 arrow counter. It's pretty awesome. Kingpin's Pet, I'm going to just straight deprive. Because it would require me to 2 arrowhead counters still. Yeah, he gets to duress me, but all he sees is a Spellstutter Sprite. So, at this point, he's pretty much just going to lose the game. And I'm going to Una's Grace and gain lots of card advantage that way. I do play the island here so I can cast a Spire Golem for 2 and leave open Spellstutter protection. And he's pretty much just going to draw lands, I think, for the rest of the game. Yeah. Let's reduce the screen size here. Yeah, we're going to Una's Grace, and Una's Grace gets more lands, but that doesn't matter because eventually I'm just going to cycle through and my Una's Grace isn't going to matter so much. I do play the land here so that I can gush, and I'm going to, during blockers phase, I tap the lands for the gush so that I can ninja the Spellstutter Sprite, which I do. And he Echoing Decays me, and I'm going to double Spellstutter to save my ninja. So let's reduce our hand size. That's too much reduced, isn't it? Yeah, and I just get to arrow his Tithe Drinker, so he's really just not coming back from this. And now I have the hard counterspell for anything he tries to do the next turn. Edge of Divinity is my Spire Golem out of frustration, I believe. And that's game. Alright, so that was round 3. Now let's go ahead and look at round 4. And round 4, I play against Samson. Now I looked up Samson prior to this matchup, and I realized that he was playing Delver Cyclops. Usually this is a pretty good deck, or a pretty good matchup for me. So let's see how this rolls. All right, so I won the die roll. Wait, no. He won the die roll. No, I won the die roll. So the hand is okay, right? Cloud of Fairies, Spellstutter, Brainstorms. It's pretty good. But here my Brainstorm reveals a bunch of stuff that I just can't cast if I want to leave up Spellstutter protection at all. So this is going to be pretty bad for me. I'm going to go ahead and play out the Delver just because I think the only way that I win here is hoping that he doesn't have a Lightning Bolt, which of course he did, and then just trying to kill him with fairies. I Brainstorm again, still hoping to draw a land, and I just never do. So he plays out his Nimbic Cyclops here, and he's just going to be able to combo off. Yeah, and he gets a Kiln Fiend on the table, which I'm going to go and Spell Stutter, but he's just going to kill my fairies in response. So the Kiln Fiend hits the table, and he beats. And at this point, just not having any, just missing those land drops is just killer for me. Now I can sack a Quicksand to kill his Kiln Fiend here, but if I do that, I'm just dead because of no lands. So. And if he casts one spell next turn, I'm just dead. Which he does, which means I'm just dead. Alright. So game one didn't go so well, but I think it was basically just because of missed land drops. And the Brainstorm's just never hitting anything. So let's go on and see what happens in game two. In game two, I'm still going to go first, obviously. And this hand's pretty good. We got Spell Stutters. We have some Brainstorms. Although the initial Brainstorm there left me kind of like, ugh, really? But we're going to get there. Leaving open Counterspell Protection because it basically just means he's not going to try and cast a Kiln Fiend. But I am going to like just kill his card selection here whenever he tries to Taxiing Probe me. And he just concedes on turn 2 after seeing my hand. I think he just missed his land drop. And he was just like, well, I'm not going to beat that hand with the land that I have with no lands. So yeah, he conceded game 2 pretty quickly. But I think it was probably okay if he just didn't hit this land. So, game 3, we go. And we're going to be on the draw in game 3. But it's not the worst, right? Like, I still have snaps to catch me back up. And this hand is obviously okay, right? We've got the fairies, we've got the ninjas. He's got a Kiln Fiend, though. That's kind of a problem. But it really won't be. We're going to go ahead and play the Cloud of Fairies. And at this point, I'm just kind of trying to delay him, because I'm going to snap the Kiln Fiend on my turn. That way he can't just combo off and kill me with an Apostle's Blessing and Assault Strobe combos. And I actually draw the Hydro Blast here, so this is a really fun play. So, on this turn, right, this is my third turn. I play my land. I top deck the Hydro Blast. So I'm going to snap his Kiln Fiend again here. And I'm actually just trying to bait out the Pyroblast, because he left a red mana open. I know he has the Pyroblast. So I'm just trying to bait out the Pyroblast, because he's got to know that he's not going to win a counter war against me if he lets the snap go through and he has to replay his Kiln Fiend. So then if he lets the snap through, then I could have a counterspell and then also a Hydroblast or a Dispel or something to fight off his Pyroblast. So I'm baiting out the Pyroblast, and whenever he Pyroblasts my snap, I'm just going to Hydroblast his Kiln Fiend and just get rid of it for good. Yeah, so he's probing me. He knows I don't have anything in my hand, but playing out the Spire Golem now. And he doesn't have another threat here, so basically he just loses because he doesn't have enough threats. Now, the Ninja draws me another Delver, and I could play out double Delver here, but I've already seen an Electrickery from him, so I don't want to walk into an Electrickery if I can help it. So I'm just going to basically beat him with my 2 power dudes, and he just concedes here. And I do think this was a bit of an early concede, although, once again, if he's just not drawing any threats, then there's no way he's going to beat this board. So, that was it. That was round 4, and I ended up going 3-1 in the daily event, winning 6 packs, basically 2 packs of Return Ravnica, 2 packs of Gatecrash, and 2 packs of Dragon's Maze, and 1 qualifier point. And that brings my qualifier points up to I think 10 for the season. Although it's going to take a little while to scroll down and find them. It's either 9 or 10, I can't remember. Unfortunately, the qualifier points are all the way at the bottom. Alright. Okay, yep, so we're up to 10 qualifier points for Season 7. It means I need 4 more. I missed the Season 6 finals by 1 point, and that would have been the Modern Masters ones. But I do know that Season 7 is Return to Ravnica block sealed, which I feel pretty good about. I've done a couple of block sealed events, and I'm pretty familiar with the format and powerful cards. So I think going to Season 7, I could actually have a decent shot at pulling some stuff off, and I'm definitely just going for it here. We have 10 points, and we're only on, what, June 24th is what today is? Yeah, June 25th now, because we've crossed over midnight. And the season ends, I believe, on the 11th or the 12th of next month. So I definitely feel like this is doable. I'm going to play some more daily events, and hopefully just win and qualify for the mocks. And once again, this is Chris recording from MagicGatheringStrat. Thank you for watching. You guys have a nice day.